Hey there, garden lovers! Today is February 11th, and this is A Garden a Day with Maidenbrock Gardens. Thank you for listening. If you have ever lived in Pittsburgh, or even if you visited the Steel City enough, you know the name Henry Phipps. He's right up there with Andrew Carnegie, Andrew Mellon, and Henry Clay Frick. Phipps grew up in Pittsburgh, went to school with Andrew Carnegie, and eventually became Carnegie Steel Company's second largest shareholder, allowing Phipps to develop a rather comfortable personal financial situation. Phipps believed that those who have achieved great wealth were responsible for giving that wealth for the good of the public and for establishing institutions dedicated to that purpose. One such gift to the public is the topic of today's episode. So where are we? Today we are exploring Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Construction of Phipps Conservatory, a Victorian-style glasshouse, began in 1892 and was completed in August of the following year. The conservatory opened to the public on December 7, 1893. The glass house contained 9 rooms, including the palm house in its center, 2 rooms for tropical plants, a show house for ferns, and a room for aquatic plants. If you listened to the episode on Royal Botanic Gardens Kew on February 7th, you heard me mention the giant Amazon water lilies and the habit of people standing on the lily for a photo op. Well, it happened at Phipps too. Many of the first plants housed in the conservatory came from the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. Over 6,000 plants greeted visitors on opening day, and Henry Phipps presented a white marble Venus statue on that day, which is still resting in the Palm Court. Expansion began only 2 years later when the South Conservatory and propagation greenhouses were added. By this time, the conservatory had received a reputation for chrysanthemums, with large displays in autumn. In spring, lilies, hyacinths, and tulips delighted guests. The South Conservatory today is home to the Garden Railroad. A tradition for a quarter century, visitors delight in a G-scale model train complete with detailed miniature landscapes. This season, the theme is movie magic, with the model train winding its way through movie sets where a director calls action on several genres of movies, including old western, sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. There is even a ferocious Phippszilla. The whimsy and the details will delight young and old. In 1901, Henry Phipps gave another gift to the conservatory, this time in the form of a building for use by public school teachers to teach botany to their students. The building was called Botany Hall and is still used as an educational building. A more recent expansion occurred with the opening of the conservatory's Center for Sustainable Landscapes in 2012. This newer building produces all its own energy and treats and reuses all water captured on site. According to the conservatory, this building is the first and only building to meet 7 of the highest green certifications: the Living Building Challenge, LEED Platinum, Well Building Platinum, Zero Energy Certification, Sites Platinum, Fitwel 3-star, and BREEAM Outstanding in Use. Not only is this one building eco-friendly, but 100% of the power needed at Phipps Conservatory is generated by solar or wind or by purchasing renewable energy credits. Visitors to the conservatory enter first the Palm Court, which contains palms, of course. This is the high-peaked room of the conservatory, allowing for tall palms to tower over guests. Guests will enjoy other rooms dedicated to ferns, tropical fruits and spices, orchids, a children's room with hands-on learning activities, a room modeled after formal gardens at a French chateau, and several rooms that change displays periodically. Guests will also enjoy the art mixing and mingling with the plants. Some of the most striking pieces are the blown glass masterpieces by Dale Chihuly. Outside, visitors will find a rooftop garden of edible plants, a Japanese courtyard with bonsai, a sensory garden, butterfly garden, and an outdoor garden originally constructed in 1935 by the Works Progress Administration. Add this one to the unintended themes. I think we're at the 5th one maybe, from the Great Depression? We'll have to go check our notes. Other beautiful outdoor gardens include an aquatic garden in spring and summer, and smaller patches of herbs, dahlias, and medicinal plants. And here's an insider tip. Many of the outdoor gardens are open to visitors for free before you even step inside the conservatory. The conservatory offers loads of learning opportunities for adults and children, including a terrific summer camp for ages 6 to 14. Classes for adults include botanical illustration, garden design, floral design, and many more. Phipps is involved in community action, too. They developed a community program to promote access to fresh produce and overall healthier choices. So far, they've helped install over 400 vegetable gardens at households in underserved neighborhoods. Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens is located in Schenley Park in the Oakland neighborhood of Pittsburgh. The garden spans 15 acres and includes the 14-room glasshouse and 23 distinct gardens. Phipps is accredited by the American Alliance of Museums and Botanic Gardens Conservation International, and has achieved Level 3 ArbNet Arboretum accreditation. The conservatory was added to the National Register of Historic Places in 1976. Phipps is open 7 days a week. Times vary, so check before you go. Group guided tours are available with advanced planning. Friends, Phipps is gorgeous. I do hope you get to visit. It's a Garden a Day approved. But don't take my word for it, even Henry Phipps' old pal Andrew Carnegie approved. He wrote, "I think Mr. Phipps put his money to better use in giving the working men of Allegheny conservatories filled with beautiful flowers, orchids, and aquatic plants, which they with their wives and children can enjoy in their spare hours, and upon which they can feed their love for the beautiful, than if he had given his surplus money to furnish them with bread." Well, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's garden. Thank you so much for listening. Join me tomorrow to find out where we're going next. I release a new episode every single day. As a reminder, you can learn more about the gardens featured on A Garden a Day by clicking on the links in the notes or by visiting our website, agardenaday.com. And if you like A Garden a Day, and I hope you do, please consider liking, subscribing, and telling your friends. If you're able, please also consider giving us a 5-star review. It lets me know you like the show, and it also helps others find the podcast. I really do appreciate your support. If all goes well, I'll be right back here tomorrow. See you then.